Hello everyone and welcome to this new tutorial on my channel in which I will be showing you how to make this little Winnie the Pooh pouch. And I personally really love this. I am using it for my AirPods case. So I've got that one right here. You just put it in there, you pull on the little bee and then it closes up just like that. I think you can use it for wired earphones as well, or for example for stitch markers, I don't know. If you got more ideas what to use it for, please comment it down below. I'm curious to what you can come up with. And I think it's just really cute and I hope you will like the video. If you like it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. This would help me a lot. And let's get started. As for yarn, I'm using red and yellow for Winnie the Pooh, a bit of pink for the little cheeks, white for the chain and for the wings on the bee, and then I'm using yellow once again and black for making the little bee. You'll need a crochet hook. I'm using a 3mm hook, scissors, a darning needle, and some thinner black yarn. I'm using embroidery yarn. Alright, so we're going to start at the bottom of our little pouch. So we're going to start in red. Now we're going to work our way up like this. So grab your red yarn and first make a slip knot. So make a loop. Through the long yarn end, tighten it. And we're first going to chain 15. So let's do that. And 15. Once you got a chain of 15, we're going to start on round 1. And for the first round, we're going to do half double crochets on both sides of the chain. So we're going to do a total of 28 half double crochet. So yarn over, skip the first chain, go into the second chain from the hook and go in there, grab the yarn, pull it through. Now you got 3 loops on your hook. Grab the yarn once again and pull through all of the 3 loops on your hook. That's your first half double crochet. Now on this side of the chain, we're going to do 13 more half double crochet. So let's do that. This is the second one. And 14. So now this side is complete. We're also going to do 14 half double crochet on this side of the chain. So let's make the first one. For the first one, I basically go back into the same space as we just did the half double crochet into, because that's also the first space for me on the other side of the chain. So yarn over, go into the same space and do a half double crochet. Now I'm going to work over this yarn end that we still got hanging here, so we don't have to weave it in at the end. Alright, so now I'm going to look for the second space on the chain, which is right there. So I'm going to go in there, and this is the second half double crochet, like this. Yarn over, go into the next space, right there. And do this all the way around. All right, this is my last one on this side. Like this. Now we can cut off this yarn end, which is peeking out here. So get your scissors and just cut it off like that. And now we're going to do a slip stitch into the first half double crochet that we did. So that's the one right there. If you're not sure which one it is, you can count back from this little V right here till you reach 28, and that's the one you're going to do the slip stitch into. So let me just show you once. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28. So that's how you can know as well. It's a little trick. Okay, do a slip stitch and chain 1. Alright, so now for round 2, we're just going to do 28 half double crochet. So do 1 half double crochet in all of the 28 stitches we got around. Alright, so we chained 1 right here. Now we yarn over, go to the next V right there, and do a half double crochet in there. We're going to do this all the way around. Alright, this is 27, 28, and now the next little V that we're going to see, which is this one right there, this was our chain 1. So we're not going in there, we're going to the next V right there and do a slip stitch in there to connect the round like this. And now we once again chain 1. So that was it for the second round. Now for round 3 as well as for round 4, we're once again just going to do 28 half double crochet. So do 1 in each, and at the end of round 4 we're going to do the color switching part to yellow. So I will meet you at the end of round 4. Alright, so I'm at the end of round 4 now, and I just need to do 1 more half double crochet in there. However, on the last half double crochet is where we're going to do the color switching. So grab your yellow yarn now as well. And we're going to start off the half double crochet as usual. So yarn over, go into the stitch, grab the yarn and pull it through. Now you got 3 loops on your hook. However, now instead of pulling through the red yarn end, we're going to grab the yellow yarn end. Okay, put that onto your crochet hook like this and pull it through the 3 loops on your hook like that. Now keep the shorter yarn end under your right index finger so it's secure. You can tighten the stitch by pulling the longer red yarn end like that. And now we are going to do the slip stitch with the yellow thread. So skip this next little V, which was a chain 1, go into the next one, and we do our slip stitch like that. Alright, so that was it for the color switching part. Now we're going to do round 5, and for round 5 till round 13, so for a total of 9 rounds, we're just going to do 28 half double crochet in yellow. So once again, do 1 half double crochet in all of the 28 stitches we got around, and you're going to do that for 9 rounds. So that's quite a lot, and just pause this video and I will come back to you once we're at the end of round 13. So chain 1 and just do half double crochets across. Alright, so I'm now at the end of round 13 and I'm going to do the last slip stitch right here. And then we can cut off the yarn. Leave some end to it because we're gonna have to sew it. We're gonna have to hide the yarn end, I mean. So pull it through like this. And let's just hide the yarn end already. So grab your darning needle. Okay. And let's just first go into the stitch where we slip stitch into so that we got our yarn end to the back of our work like this. And then we can just go somewhere randomly like this. First go right there. Gonna go down a bit further. Like so. Okay, bit to the side. Okay, that's good enough. So then we can cut off this yarn end as well. And also the red yarn end is still attached to our work. This is not necessary anymore. So let's flip it inside out. Okay, then we can cut off this yarn end as well. And let's make this a bit more secure by making double knots into these yarn ends. So make a first knot, pull it tight, and make another one. And now you can choose to either hide these yarn ends into your work as well, or to just cut them off. For now, I'm just going to cut them off because it's easier and I'm just going to use it for myself. And I don't mind if there are these yarn ends on the inside. All right. Put your work like this again. And now the base of our pouch is finished. All right, so now let's add the facial details. And let's first add the little ears. So we're going to put the ears in between round 8 and 11. So when we count from the bottom, this is round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to start right above row 8, 9, 10, and 11. So we're going to stop right underneath row 11. And we're covering 2 rows by that, so around 9 and round 10. Right there. All right, let's look for those rows on our own work. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so we're going to start right above this row. So let's go in here, for example, somewhere on the right side. Now we're going to move 2 rows up. So this is round 9, this is round 10. We're going to stop right underneath row 11. So, for example, we can place the ear right here. And as you may notice, I am making a bit of a diagonal because by doing that, the ears will end up looking like this. If you're going to make them straight up, it will look differently. So I prefer to do it like this. And we're going to make the ear by covering 2 rows. And we're first going to put these stitches onto the first row like this. After that, once we got stitches right there, we're going to put more stitches right there. I hope that makes sense. Let's just do it together. Okay, so put your crochet hook not going all this way up. Just pull your crochet hook out of there and make sure you only have 1 row on your crochet hook. All right, now let's grab the yellow yarn. Okay, and pull that one through the stitch that you got on your crochet hook. All right, make sure that you keep this short yarn end underneath your index finger, for example, so that it won't go anywhere. And now let's make the ear. For the ear, we're first going to do 1 half double crochet and 1 double crochet on the first row. After that, we're going to do 1 more double crochet and half double crochet on the second row. And we finish by doing a slip stitch. So let's first do the first part. So yarn over, like this. Go into the same space as we just went into. So we started right there, above row 8. We came out right there. This may be a little difficult, but we're going like this. All right. Now do a half double crochet, yarn over once again, go back into the same space, so that's right there, move 1 row up and do a double crochet, like so. Okay, that's it for the first half of the ear. Now let's do the second half, and for that we're first going into the space where we just finished. So this is right in between row 9 and 10. Here's where we came out of, I mean. So we're going in right there. First yarn over. Go in there. Move 1 row up. And do a double crochet. All right, now go into the same space. So that was, we went in right there, we came out of there, and do a half double crochet. Like this. Now we're going to finish off by making a slip stitch into the same space. So run once again, go in right there, come out of here, and make a slip stitch. Like so. Now we can cut off the yarn. Like this. Pull it through. And that's our first ear. We can bring these yarn ends to the inside by going into our pouch from the top, come out of a stitch close to the yarn end. So for this one, that is right in the middle of the ear, right there. Okay, pull through the yarn end, and do that for the other ear as well, like this. And we can tie them together. However, let's first make the other ear so that we can do that at the same time. So once again, for this ear, we're going to put it in between row 8 and 9. So let's count from the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This the row right there. So we're going to start, for example, there. 9, 10, 11. So we're going to put the ear, for example, going from this stitch to that stitch. Because for the second ear, we're going to start at the top. We're going to work our way down. So here we went from the bottom to the top. Here we're going from the top to the bottom. So let's say we make the ear right here. Now let's first cover one row like this. Grab the yellow yarn and pull it through. Right, make sure you keep this on your index finger, and let's do a half double crochet. Go back into the same space, half double crochet. All right, go back into the same space and do a double crochet. Now we move on to the second row. So let's see. All right. That's the stitch right there, which we're going to. I needed to check because I wasn't sure. Okay, go back into the same space, move one row down, and do a double crochet in there. Okay, go back into the same space and do a half double crochet. Now finish off by doing a slip stitch. And then once again, we can cut off the yarn, pull it through. And that's our second ear right there. And once again, we can pull the yarn ends to the inside by doing this. The other one as well. Now let's turn our work inside out. And we can make double knots into the yarn ends. That's one. And that's two. And once again, you can decide to hide the yarn ends or to just cut them off like this. And by that, our little ears are finished. Now let's attach the nose, the eyes and the eyebrows. And for that, we're going to grab our black embroidery yarn. If you don't have embroidery yarn, you can also use regular yarn. However, I would advise you to untwist it. So for example, this black yarn is just as thick as this yarn, but this yarn end has these little strings like this. So you can just untwist it and use one part of it, for example. So you can do that as well. All right, so I'm going to use the embroidery yarn. So attach it to your needle. And we're going to start by making the nose. And we're going to put the nose in between row 6 and 7. And we're going to cover 2 stitches. So let's look for that on our work. So counting from the bottom, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So we're going to put it right in between there. Now let's look for the middle. I think that's right there. All right, we're going in 1 stitch to the side of that. And, oops, we're gonna come out of 1 stitch to the other side of the middle stitch, if that makes sense. So as you can see, I've got 2 stitches on my needle right now, and we're also going to cover 2 stitches, so that's perfect. Let's start by pulling it through like this. And now we're going to make 4 stripes for the nose. So go back into the same space as we went into, come out right there. And by doing that, we're making our first stripe. Okay, do it once again. This is 2, 3, and this is 4. Like that. So now the nose is finished. For the eyes, we're going to put that in between round 6 and 7 as well. However, we're not going to the entire top of row 7, as you may notice. So we're going to put it on the bottom half of row 7, if that makes sense. Let me show you. So we're going to skip 1 stitch from the nose. We're going in right there. So go back into the same space as we came out of at the nose, right there. Skip 1 hole, come out of this one, right there. Like this. Now we're going to move 1 to the side, so we're gonna go in right there. And we're gonna come out not right there, but we're gonna come out right in between there. So not in between round 7 and 8, which is right there, but a bit underneath there, so that the eyes are a bit smaller, like this. Okay, now make a loop, don't pull it through entirely, just make a loop, and we're going through the loop with our needle, and by doing that we're making the first eye, like this. So that's the first one. Go back into this space right here. And let's just come out of the top. All right. So that's our first little eye. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So skip 1 hole, and we're going to go from this one to this one and move up half a row. All right, so skip this stitch, come out of this stitch, right there. Okay, move 1 stitch to the side, come out of this hole right in the middle of row 7. Okay, pull it till you got a loop, go through the loop with your needle, and by doing that we're making the second eye. So let's go back into this space and come out of the top right there. Okay, so now our little eyes are finished, and the only thing left to do with the black yarn is to make the eyebrows. And we're going to put the eyebrows in between row 7 and 9. So this is round 5, 6, 7. We start right in between 7 and 8, right there. We're going to cover one row and we're going to stop in between round 8 and 9. So we're going to cover round 8, right above the eyes. Okay. So let's see. Gonna come out right there. Okay, move a bit to the side so that we cover round 8. Like that. Then we can come out of the top once again. And that's our first little eyebrow. Now let's do the other side as well. So come out right above row 8. Right there, for example. Okay, move one row down and go through there. Come out of the top. Like that. And that's our second eyebrow. And now we are finished with the black yarn. So we can cut off this yarn end as well. Okay, attach that to your darning needle so that we can bring it to the inside of our work. Okay, go back right there. Go back in there. Pull it through. Now we can put our work inside out. As you can see, it's a bit messy, but it's the easiest like this. Okay, then we can make a double knot into these yarn ends. Let me cut it a bit shorter. Make a double knot into it. Don't pull it too tightly. Just like that. Okay, then we can cut this off as well. Like that. And now the black facial details are finished. Alright, so now let's add the two little cheeks, and for that grab your pink yarn and we're just going to make 2 small strings. So get your yarn and cut it off, for example, like that. Doesn't need to be too long, just so that we can make 2 cheeks, like that. Okay, grab your work. And we're going to put the cheeks in between round 5 and 6 underneath the eyes. So this is round 5, this is round 6, and just a little bit next to the eyes like this. Okay, so we're going to do that by going in from the top. Come out of a stitch in between round 5 and 6 underneath the eyes. Grab one end of the pink yarn, pull that through like this. Now go in once again and move one to the side like this and pull through the other yarn end. Oops. Like that. Now do the same thing on the other side. So go in between round 5 and 6 underneath the eyes, for example right there. Pull the pink yarn through, move one stitch to the side right there and pull through the other end as well. Okay, once you got this, we can turn our work inside out again. Make double knots. Don't pull it too tightly. That on the other side as well. And then we can cut these ones off as well. Okay. And now the little Pooh Bear is finished, and the only thing left to do is to make the string and the little bee. Okay, so now first let's make the little bee, and for that we're going to grab our yellow yarn once again, and we're going to start off by making a magic circle. If you're not entirely sure how to do this, I've got a separate video on my channel explaining how I'm always doing it, and I will link that down below in the description. Okay, so for the first round, we're just going to do 5 single crochet into the magic circle. So let's do that. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, like this. Then we can close it up. Like this. And that was it for the first round. Now for the second round, we're going to do 5 increases. And because of that, we're going up from a stitch count of 5 till stitch count of 10. And at the end of the round, we're going to switch to black. So let's do that together. Find your first stitch. Right there. And do a single crochet. Because we're doing an increase, we're going to go back into the same space and do another single crochet in there. So that's our first increase. Let's do that 4 more times. Okay, this is the last one. So I did the first single crochet. Now for the second single crochet, we're going to switch to black. So grab your black yarn now as well. Okay, I have that prepared. We're going to start off this single crochet as usual. So go into the stitch, grab the yarn, pull it through. Now you got 2 loops on your hook. Now is the moment where we're going to get our black yarn. Put that onto your crochet hook. Okay, pull it through the 2 loops. Keep this yarn end underneath your right index finger. And you can make the stitch tighter by pulling the yellow yarn end like this. And now we are ready for round 3. And for round 3, we're going to do 10 single crochet in black. And after that, we're going to switch back to yellow. So let's do 10 single crochet in black and 10. All right. So now to do the color switching part, we're not going to do that on the last single crochet that we did. So we already did 10 single crochet in black. Okay. Now for the color switching part, we're going to move on to the next stitch. So that's the first black stitch that we did. We're going to go in there. Okay, start off a single crochet as usual, like this. However, now we're going to pull through the yellow yarn end. So grab the yellow yarn end, which is still attached to your work, and pull that through the 2 loops. Okay, you can tighten the stitch by pulling the black yarn end, like that. And now this third row is finished. So as you may notice, we're doing 1 more single crochet, but we don't count that as being part of the round. We're doing that to do the color switching part. Okay, so now for round 4, we're going to do 10 single crochet in yellow. And after that, we're going to do the color switching back to black. Okay, so let's just do this all together so that it's a bit more clear. So this is 1, 2, and 10. So that's the last single crochet of round 4. Now we're going to do the color switching part once again. So go into the same yellow, the first yellow stitch that we did, go in there, grab the yarn. Now you got 2 loops. Grab the black yarn and pull that one through the 2 loops. Okay, tighten the stitch by pulling the yellow yarn end. And now for round 5, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, yep. For round 5, we're going to do 10 single crochet in black, and after that we're going to color switch for the last time. Okay, so let's do 10 single crochet. Okay, this is 10. Now to do the color switching part, we're once again gonna go into the first black single crochet that we did and start off as usual and grab the yellow yarn end and pull that one through the 2 loops. Okay, tighten the stitch. And now we are going to do round 6, and for round 6 we're going to do 10 single crochet in yellow. So let's do that. Okay, and 10, that was it for round 6. Now we can cut off the black yarn, like so. We can already put these yarn ends into our work, like so. And also, now is the most practical moment to do most of your stuffing, because the next round is going to be decreases only. So after that it's going to be more difficult to do your stuffing. So let's do most of it right now. Alright, so once you've done most of your stuffing, we can do round 7. And for round 7, we're only going to do 4 decreases. Now for doing a decrease, what I do to make an invisible decrease is I just go underneath the outer loops of the next 2 stitches. So just grab the first loop like this, keep that on your hook and go underneath the next first loop as well, like that. Now pull through these 2 loops and finish it off like this. That's our first invisible decrease. Now let's do that 3 more times. This is 2. Three. And 4. Now we can do a slip stitch into the next stitch, like that, and cut off the yarn. Now I'd like to do some more stuffing, so you can do still do that now as well. Alright, so once you're happy with the way it feels, we can do the closing part, and you can either copy me or do your own thing. So what I always do is, here we did the slip stitch, here's where we're gonna come out, and the next stitch is where we're gonna go in. So go in there, come out of this stitch and pull the yarn end through there, like that. We're gonna do that once more. So this is the next stitch, this stitch after the next stitch, go in there, come out of this one, pull it through. All right, now to make a knot, we're gonna go back into the same space as we came out of. So this right there, move 1 stitch to the side, like that, make a loop. And now to make this really tight, this closing part, we're going to pull the end of the loop, which is not pulling this one. So this is pulling that. We're going to pull the other side. And because of that, it will become really flat as well, like that. Now pull through this yarn end, like that. Okay. Now go in somewhere randomly, come out of a stitch close to the yarn end and pull it through. Okay. Cut it off. And now the little bee body is finished. Alright, so now let's make the wings for the little bee. And for that, we're going to grab the white yarn right here. And we're going to make a magic circle, like that. And into the magic circle, we're going to do 6 single crochet. So let's do that. This is 1, 2, and 6. Once you got 6, we can close the magic circle. Like that. Alright, now let's do a slip stitch into the first single crochet that we did. So that's the one right there. Go in there and do a slip stitch. Now we can already cut off the yarn. Like that. Pull it through. And that's our first little wing. We're going to do the same thing one more time, and I will see you back here once we got 2. Alright, so once you got 2 little wings, we're going to attach them to the body. And for attaching them to the body, we're going to put them in the middle. And also, one thing I like to do is to cover up our color switching parts a bit. So our color switching parts, you can recognize them by these bigger black chunks. So here is what they usually look like, and here is where we did the color switching part. So we're going to put 1 wing right there above this black color switching part, and 1 stitch to the side of it right there. All right, so let's do that. Go into the body somewhere randomly, come out of this stitch right there where we did the color switching part, and grab 1 wing like this. Okay, pull that through entirely like that. And we're gonna go in to the same space right there, come out of 1 stitch to the side of this one, so in the middle, so that's right there. Okay, pull through the other wing and keep these separate for now, like that. Okay, because one more thing I'd like to do with the wings is right now they are quite standing up, and I like to make them a bit more flat. And to do that, we're going to pull the string, which is coming from the middle of our little wing. So we got 1 string coming from the side, and we got 1 string coming from the middle, like that. So when we have these 2 strings, these are both from this wing, we're going to pull them and see what happens. So when I pull this one, nothing's happening, it's just standing up still. When I'm pulling the other one, it's gonna come down. You can help it a bit like this. And I like to pull this very tightly so that it's really flat. However, you don't have to do this, but personally I always do this. We're gonna do that on the other side as well. So these 2 strings are from this wing. Okay, grab 1, see what happens. Okay, this is already the correct one. So pull that one very tightly. Pull the other one a bit as well. Okay, and really make sure that it's tight like that. Now we can make a double knot into it. So these are the strings from this wing. These are the strings from that wing. We're just going to make a double knot. Okay, pull that very tightly. Like so, and then we can cut it off. Okay, hide it into the body. And here is our little bee. Alright, so now the only thing left to do is to make the white chain, which goes right here. So let's do that. For that we're going to grab the white yarn, once again, and make a slip knot. Make sure that this yarn end is quite long, because we're gonna need that for attaching it to the bee. So something like this is fine. Now make a slip knot, and for the chain we're going to chain 40. So let's do that, and I will meet you back here once you got a chain of 40. Alright, so once you got a chain of 40, we can cut it off, leave quite some end, and pull it through. And now our chain is finished and we can attach it to the little pouch. So grab your darning needle, okay, attach it to one end of the chain, like this. And for sewing the chain onto our work, what we're going to do is we're going in on the side. So you can choose either on this side or on that side. Okay, make sure that there's one space in between there. We're gonna go in here, for example. We're going to skip 2 holes and we're gonna come out of this one. Then we're going to skip 2 holes and go in there. So each time we're going into the 3rd hole, or you can say skip 2. So let's do that together. Okay, right here, when it's flat like this, we're going to look at the side. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention, but we're going to put it in between round 12 and 13. So it's really at the top right here. Okay, so we're going to make it flat and see which stitch is on the side. So right here, it's this one. So we're going to skip that one, go into the next one. Okay, skip 2 holes and come out of the 3rd one. So that's right there. Okay, pull through the chain and pull it through entirely until you got like this little bit left right there. Okay, now once again skip 2, so 1, 2, go into the 3rd one, like that. Okay, skip 2, so this is 1, 2, and going right there. Pull it through, skip 2, so 1, 2, go into the 3rd, like that. Skip 2 stitches and go into the 3rd one. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and 1, 2, 3. This is the last one, and now you should have 1 stitch in between there. Okay, we can keep this on our hook because now the only thing left to do is to attach this chain to the little bee that we made. So that's the one right here. And for attaching it to the bee, we're going into the middle once again. So for example, for this yarn end on the chain, we're gonna go right there. So not the middle, but a bit to the side. Okay, come out of a random stitch like that. And make sure that the chain is touching the bee's body like this. Okay, that's 1. Now let's attach the other yarn end. So attach it to your darning needle. Okay. Now we're once again gonna go into the middle part of the bee, but not into the same space as we just went into, but a bit to the other side. And come out of the same space like that. Okay, pull it through. And now we can simply make a double knot into the 2 yarn ends. Like so. You make sure it's tight. Okay, cut it off. Okay, so now our little Winnie the Pooh pouch is finished. I hope it all worked out for you. If you still got any questions, please ask them down below in the comments and I will try to help you out. I hope you liked the video as well. If you liked it, don't forget to give the thumbs up and I hope I will see you in another video. So Thank you for watching and see you!